Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Love and Light TV. I know that we are live again, and it is Friday, and the sun is shining here in Atlanta. It is about 60 degrees. We just had 80 degrees yesterday. So we are grateful, grateful, grateful. Hey, Chris H., I'm so excited for you coming in. Everybody that's coming in right now, I am so excited. Um, I'm going to do a video today that's a little difficult, but I'm going to get through it because I just feel like it's important and it's time that I talk. Hey, what's going on, Queen? I can't read everything, but hello, how are you? Anitha, hello. Um, so people are coming in, and I don't want to prolong the time. Hopefully, you all can see me pretty clear. It's a little difficult for me to see sometimes because of the way that the light is set up in here and the way that how everything shines. But hopefully, this is coming out clear, and you all can see this. But I do want to just take a moment and I want to share some truths about me that hopefully will, in some type of way, help you. That's the only reason why I ever share my truth because I really don't like my business out there like that. Anyone who knows me knows that I am not that type of person. I like to make sure that my business is my business. However, when you are on a public platform and people do know you, it does make you a public figure in some types of ways. So you have to be willing to be open to share, to talk, because I could become reclusive if I wanted to. Hey, Barbara. Barbara, thank you so much for your message. You always bless me. You always bless me. Ashley B, hello, hello, hello. But Barbara, you always bless me, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that God connected us. All right. So I want to talk to you all about why the truth behind my relationship breakups. For some of you all who have followed me for a while, you all know that I have been in a number of relationships. I've actually been in more relationships than what you all know. It's just that social media wasn't popular the whole entire time that I've been in relationships. As a 40-year-old man, I have had multiple relationships, and I am not proud about that. But I am honest about it. I have been married a couple of times, and I'm not proud about that. What sparked this message was today on Facebook. You know, Facebook gives you reminders. It was 5 years ago today that my ex-husband and I got married. And I was reading the post that I wrote at that time. And I was reading all of the comments, and I was reading, hey, Afton, hi, baby. I was reading all of the posts. I was reading all of the comments. I was reading all of the congratulations and everything that was going on. And my mind just began to think back to that day and think back to why I got married and what was the purpose and what did I hope to gain out of it. And then I started thinking about everything that I have been through since that marriage and all the way up until now. And I really began to get discouraged for a moment because I began to think about all the failed relationships that I have had. And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm a life coach, I'm a counselor, I've been a pastor, I have preached all over this country, I've helped so many people. Why is it that I can help so many people, but yet I don't have the fortitude or the ability to be able to have a successful relationship? I want to say this, that is the reason why I put that post up. I know people like to read into posts and people like to discern why I put a post up or why other people put posts up. But I'm gonna be honest, it was really about the fact that 5 years ago I got married to someone who I'm cool with, but we're not even close anymore. And I'm okay with that because I understand transition and I understand life and how things go. And I am so blessed to be in a healthy relationship. And I'm so blessed to have a partner or somebody in my life who actually loves me, and I approach this relationship so different than the others, but I'll talk about that in a second. But it just blows my mind that I can help so many people, but I can't seem to, in the past, I could not have seemed to help myself. I am in the middle of writing a book. I put the book down. I haven't wrote in it for a while, about lessons that love taught me. And it just talks about all my past relationships. And all of my past relationships are in this book except one. Just because I just choose not to talk about that relationship. I just learned what I learned from it, and I'm just grateful to be in a different place. But all of my past relationships are in there, girls and guys. And I am so blessed because out of all the relationships that I have had, I am friends with every single one of my exes except one. Every single one of my exes I'm friends with. They know they can call me. They know, I mean, we talk. I counsel them through their relationships, like girls and guys, even my daughter's mom. We're good. We're cool. We're in a good place. We haven't always been, but we are now. And I think about where I am currently with all of the people from my past, how we can interact with each other. And if they need me, they know that I'm there. If I need them, I know that they're there. I got married. The first time I got married was when I was 18 years old, to a beautiful young lady named Tasha. And that's not her real name. So that's the reason why I'm not, I can say her name freely. But I, I just, I think about when I got married when I was 18 and how young I was and so inexperienced, and all I ever knew was church, and all I ever knew was church, and all I ever knew was church. That's all I ever knew about my life. I really didn't have really good direction. I really didn't have I wasn't raised with the proper life skills that are necessary in order to be able to navigate life. And anybody that knows me, anybody that's close to me, anybody that has spent time with me, anybody that is my friend that know me, they know that. They know that I have not been equipped with those skills. I have a good heart, I have good intentions, and I have good motives, but my actions have not always been the best. Which is one of the reasons why most of those relationships in the past are no longer today. But my first girlfriend I had when I was 13 years old, and my mom knew, and her mom knew, and we were allowed to hang out, and we were too young to be saying boyfriend girlfriend, but that's what we were, and it just kind of started from there. And when I look back over all of my relationships, all of the people that I have loved. And I'm the type of person that if I have loved you one time, I love you forever. Now, maybe that love is put in a different place in my life, but if I love you, I will always love you. And so I found myself in different relationships throughout the years. And this is so hard, y'all, because when you have to open up about things in order to heal, it is so difficult. It is so hard, and it's so difficult. And when I think about how my expectations of a relationship, I didn't know what healthy expectations were. I didn't know how to navigate a relationship. I didn't really know anything except I love you, you love me. You know, I'm supposed to take care of this, you're supposed to take care of that. This is what we do. This is the dynamic. This is how it goes. We go to church. I'm in ministry. You support me. You know, like that's all I ever knew. One of the biggest reasons that none of my relationships in the past have worked is because I have moved too quick. That is the number one reason that my relationships in the past did not work. I moved too quickly. Too quickly. Literally, every single person in my past literally was like this. We meet each other one day, we're in a relationship the next day. That is how it has been since I was 12 years old. We meet each other one day, we're in a relationship the next day. That is so unhealthy. But because I had a fear of time, I felt like if I didn't hurry up and get in a relationship with them, then I was going to lose them. Somebody else better was going to come along and get their attention and take them away from me. But that came as a result of the fear from my first relationship when I was 13. I was head over heels in love with this young lady. I thought she was head over heels in love with me. We had fun together. We spent time together. Our parents allowed us to travel on trips together. Like it was just the ideal the ideal relationship for junior high school students. when she had a game and she was a cheerleader, I would be at the game, watching her. And when I had an event, she would come and she would support me. And it was just all the way around. We were just like the perfect junior high school couple. And I remember when I got with her, it gave me respect because at that time, everybody was like, oh, Michael Hurd is gay, Michael Hurd is gay, Michael Hurd is gay. So I was being bullied every day. But when I got into a relationship with her, and I really, really liked her because I didn't even know what being bisexual was at that time, people started seeing me different. The guys started being cool with me. A lot more girls started liking me. So I was just so excited. And I was literally in a relationship with this girl from the age of into my 12, almost 13, all the way up until I was 16. And I remember when we both went to high school or getting ready to go to high school, some other boy named Charles came along and literally took her attention away from me. And she started acting funny and things started changing. I would call, she wouldn't answer. She would hurry up and get off the phone. We wouldn't spend time together on Saturdays. And I mean, it was just all the dynamic changed because she met somebody new. And that broke my heart. That broke me so hard. Like nobody knows how bad that broke me because she was my world. She was the person who I could be myself in front of. She was the person that I could be real with. Remember, my mom is in ministry, so I wasn't allowed to do nothing. My mom was always in church, and so my girlfriend at that time was my escape. She was, oh my gosh, she was just everything, and she was chocolate, and she had pretty lips and soft lips, and we used to kiss, and oh my gosh, we got together and we did a future book together, and we talked about how we were going to, have this beautiful family, and she was going to be a doctor, and I was going to be a school teacher and a principal, and I mean, we just had our whole life planned. So I just knew that me and her were going to be together forever, even at 12 years old, and for us to last from me almost being 13 all the way up to 16 was still super long for a relationship with being so young. But I just thought that was it. I thought we were going to be together forever. Hey, Life by L, I see you, baby. And so when this dude, Charles, came along, Charles took her attention. Hey, Sharon. Charles took her attention away from me. And it literally broke my heart. I was 16 years old, walking around with a broken heart. It was so broken, my mom would literally come in my room and just hold me because I was so broken. And honest to God, that's where it started. And I've developed a fear that if I didn't hurry up and snatch a person up quickly, then they weren't going to like me. Somebody else better was going to come along. I was not going to be good enough because already I dealt with not being good enough with my family because I didn't fit their mode. And I just knew I had to hurry up and get in relationships so that I could tie you down, you could tie me down, and we was going to be together forever. And that is the way, that unhealthy cycle is what started the pattern to me having multiple failed relationships over and over and over and over again. So after that relationship, I got into church. I started directing the choir. I was always in church, but I started really getting heavily involved in ministry, and that started to consume my life. So then I went to another relationship, and it was a young lady in church, and Tasha, that I was telling you about. Tasha, another chocolate girl who is just beautiful. Oh my God, I love me some chocolate girls. Oh, I love me, 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 love me some chocolate girls. Woo! Okay, so I got with Tasha, and then me and Tasha got into a relationship quick, and then I was actually getting ready to break up with Tasha, and then come to find out, Tasha got pregnant, and then that cycle started, and we got married super quick, and we didn't know each other. We didn't know nothing. All we knew was each other in church. That's all we knew, and then that fell apart, and then I went and got into ministry deeper, and then after my ministry started growing and the church started becoming amazing, and we were raising all kind of money, and just things were just being amazing all around me, and I was flying and driving a Lexus at 21 and traveling on planes whenever I wanted to, and I had so much freedom and so much power. Then people start saying, we want a first lady, we want a first lady. Everybody else has a first lady. We need a first lady. I wasn't ready to be married. I didn't know nothing about marriage. So then I ended up marrying my daughter's mom. And when I married my daughter's mom, we never went on a date. We never really spent time together. I didn't really know her outside of church. All I knew was that she was faithful to church. All I knew was that she was a good girl. She was a pretty girl. She could pray. She could preach. She can't sing, because I know she's going to watch this video. She can't sing. But she was just a good girl. But I wasn't in love, and I ended up marrying her, because at that time you have to realize that I'm not, and I've never been just your average dude, ever. And I've always had gifts. I've always had abilities. I've always had talents. I've always had the anointing on my life. So it drew many people to me. And so I ended up marrying her, did not love her, knew nothing about her. And to be honest, even to this day, I still don't really know her. I know that we have a daughter, but that's all I really know about her. I don't know that much about her life. I mean, I know something. I don't even know what her favorite color is. I don't know if she likes roses. I don't know where she likes to go to travel. I don't know. I don't know what she likes to do for fun. I don't know what her dreams are. I don't know. All I knew that I wanted to get married so that I could save my ministry and keep it growing and keep it moving forward. And my daughter's mom turned out to be my greatest blessing. Now, I'm not talking about for us to stay together. I'm just talking about for us as friends or co-parenting, because she raised our daughter so well. But then after that, I started discovering my sexuality, and then I met this guy in South Carolina. When I met this guy in South Carolina, the day that I met him, we got into a relationship a couple days later, and we ended up staying together for 10 years. We didn't know each other. We had no clue of who each other was, and we went through hell, and it was difficult, and it was hard, and I loved him, and he loved me, but it wasn't a good fit. And although we're good friends now, and we just talked the other day, and he's in a great place, and he's doing great things, yet that's 10 years of my life of me getting with somebody, not knowing them, and then trying to discover them and not leaving the relationship because I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want to look crazy, but I said if I just stay, it's going to eventually work out. It's going to all come together right. I just know it will. And then after 10 years, we still didn't make it. We were so young. The years that I should have been in college, the years that I should have been turning up here in Atlanta at one of the HBCUs, the years I was too busy being a 40-year-old man. That's why some of y'all look at me and you're like, oh my God, he doing all this young stuff. That's the reason why I never got a chance to do it. I never got a chance to be young. I never got a chance to be 20. So I'm going to live out it. I'm going to live out my 20s now because I want to and I can. So it's just, All of these relationships back to back. And then after him was another person that I got with. And this next person that I got with him because he was someone in church and he had a little position and a little name and oh my God, but he didn't love me. He was still in love with his ex for 2 years. I stayed in a relationship with somebody for 2 years because I didn't want to look dumb. I didn't want to look stupid. He was going to change. It was going to work out. It was going to come together. It was going to happen. I promise it was going to be good. We met each other one day. We had sex that night and was in a relationship the next day. 2 years I stayed in a relationship with someone that didn't even love me. Did not love me. Did not. Now, we're good friends to this day. Matter of fact, I just talked to him probably about 2 weeks ago. He's a good guy. He's processing through some things. He went through a breakup. He reached out to me. It wasn't easy, but I helped him through it, and we talked, and we laughed, and we're in a good place. But that's 2 years. So first, I'm in a relationship with someone that I don't know. I get in a marriage with someone that I don't know. Then I get into another relationship for 10 years with someone that I don't know. Then I get in a relationship again for 2 years with someone that I don't know. Oh my God, and then after that, I said, well, let me try to talk to another young lady. So I started talking to another young lady. And then that's when my mom came to me one day. She said, listen, she said, if you're not really into this girl, don't play her along like that. That was probably the most supportive thing that my mom could have said to me at that particular time. And it wasn't that much longer later, I stopped talking to that young lady. And then, of course, I became a liar. I became a cheater. I became all of these things because I stopped talking to her. And I didn't want her to know why I stopped talking to her. The reason why I stopped talking to her was because I was more into guys than I was into her, but I didn't want to really tell her at that time. But years later, I finally told her the truth after I was all of these wonderful liars and hoes and cheaters and manipulators and users and opportunists and all of this stuff. Y'all, please don't think that none of that is new to me. Please don't think that any of these things are new to me, because this every single time when someone would get mad, this is what they say. Everybody, the same thing. And then once everything calms down, once everything becomes good, then I get an apology. Then things come back. Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have went off like that. I was in my emotions. But by this time, a big mess has been made, and I have to deal with the mess. But it's my fault because I'm getting in relationships with people who I do not know. Then after that, I meet my ex-husband. We literally go out on a Thursday. It was a Tuesday or Thursday. I cannot remember. I'm sure he knows. It was a Tuesday or Thursday. He stayed the night. We did not have sex. But then we got into a relationship the next day. And the truth is, with him, we didn't have sex for 3 months. But we were already in a full-blown relationship. He was already living in my house. After 2 days, the cycle continued to go because of fear. And then after him, I got into a relationship with a good friend of mine who we're good friends to this day. And we just talked the other day during the Super Bowl because he likes for the Patriots to win. And so I was joking with him about that, and we were laughing. And he's not even into black guys. He likes white guys. But we got into a relationship, and we stayed in the relationship. And he didn't even love me. He just wanted to be in a relationship because he just came out of a relationship. And we literally got together, had sex that night, got in a relationship the next day. Do y'all see the pattern? This is how it has been every single relationship I have ever been in, except now. Every relationship I have been in, we meet, we have sex pretty much, and then we're together. Or we meet, I don't know you, but then we're together. It has happened over and 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 over again. They don't know me, and I don't know them. We don't know each other's language. We don't know each other's pathologies. We don't know nothing about each other except that we like each other. Like, liking each other is enough to build a life off of. And it's not. And I am embarrassed. I am hurt. Not so much by what they done to me, but by the fact that I was so insecure and needy that I immediately jumped into a relationship with people that I did not even know. Every single time except this last time. And I don't want to get into the story about the new energy in my life. We'll talk about that later on down the road. But literally, we were already friends almost 2 years. I knew him because we became friends first. And yes, I did the detour, got into another relationship and all of that stuff, but we were still friends. And when I did the detour, we both said things about each other that we probably shouldn't have said because we were angry, we were upset. But I knew that I had to break that cycle. I knew where I was making my mistake. And my number one mistake was getting into a relationship with people who I did not know. Because they're cute, or because it looks like we could be together, or we could really build something together, or we could really be together. I can't tell you how many times people have asked me when I got into a relationship, they'd be like, Mike, why are you with them? And I'd be like, well, it looks like we can build something together. I think we can build something together. Not I know, but I think we could build something together. We can probably build something together. I'm telling you, I can build something with them. I think we can. Just as dumb and ignorant as hell. And then when they get to know me, they don't like me, or I get to know them and I don't like them. And I remember, and I said this over and over again, by the time that my ex-husband and I got a chance to know each other, we didn't like each other. We loved each other, but we didn't like each other. I didn't like his life. He didn't like my life. But by this time, we were already married. We were already committed. And after all this time and all of this stuff, another failed relationship. It hurts to have to say that I am just now learning how to be in a relationship. It hurts to have to admit I am just now understanding that I have to be with people who love me and support me when I'm amazing and when I'm not so amazing. Because my thing was, I just want you to see the amazing parts of me. So in the midst of my relationships, I would say, I can do this, and I can take care of that, and I can take care of this, and I'm so excited, and I got this, babe. You don't got to worry about that. Baby, I got this, because I just wanted people to smile. I wanted people to be happy. I wanted them to be excited about being with me. Because I really didn't think that I was good enough. The first person, I am not going to cry. I'm not crying today. I'm not. Not because I don't need to cry. I'm cried out. The first person who made me feel like they would be with me no matter whatever happened in my life, no matter what I'd done, no matter how bad I messed up, is the person I'm with now. That's the truth. That's the truth. Because if anybody, hear me, if anybody had the right to get on social media and blast me publicly and dog me out publicly. If anybody had a right, he did. And never one time after I broke his heart did he ever try to destroy me. Not one time after I seemingly clowned him publicly did he try to destroy me. And I did not know that these are the kind of people that you're supposed to put in your life. I told him the other day, we were riding down the street. This is the truth. I told him, I said, you know I love you. He said, yes. I said, you know what? If I was straight, I said, there's only one. Well, actually, there's two people, but the other one's married now, so I can't say her. And that's Miss Candy Blue. Baby, if I was straight, I know we would have been together, but you got a husband, and I celebrate you, and I'm with you, and I love your husband, and y'all are amazing. Y'all have to, Candy Blue is everything. I'm telling you. Look her up on my Facebook page, my Instagram, Candy Blue. CandiBleu. Look her up. She is everything. Because I know that she loved me unconditionally, just even as a friend. But there was one other time somebody I met who came in my life as a female, who's a female. If I was straight, I would have married her, and that's life by L. I would have married her, like, sincerely, because I now know that those are the type of individuals that I need in my life. People who can still see me as great even when I'm not great. People who can still love me even when I'm unlovable. People who can still have my back even when I have messed up royally. I did not know that I needed those type of people in my life. I have not seen good examples of good relationships. I've not seen them. I have seen relationships where the man said what goes and that goes, and then everybody else follows. That's all I've ever seen. That's all I've ever known. I never knew what real partnership really looked like. I didn't really know what it means to put another person's priorities over yours. Y'all have no idea. So that's why I'm sharing it. So y'all can get an idea of what I'm talking about. I am so embarrassed by all of these failed relationships. And they are not the other people's fault. They're mine. When we get down to the root of it, because as long as we stay on the surface, child, we can point fingers all day. But when we get down to the root of it is the fact that I got in unhealthy, so it wasn't going to work. I went into every past relationship unhealthy, so it wasn't going to work. I meet you, we have sex, we're together. What the hell was I thinking? I realized, and the new energy in my life really helped me realize this. He said, when people meet you, he said, you come off so big and so great and so awesome and so wonderful. He said, and it's easy for people to fall in love with that. He said, but the second you let people down, their disappointment takes over. And when their disappointment takes over, that's when people start publicly attacking you, because now you're a liar, now you're a cheater, now you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that. And the thing that blows my mind, was I opened up the door for these people. Now, I believe in my heart that one day God is going to give me peace and restoration with every last single one of my past relationships. Now, like I told you, I am cool with everybody from my past except one person. But I believe one day God will do it one day. But this is why I don't blame nobody. This is why I don't respond to public attacks. Because it's my fault. I did this. I caused these issues and problems. I made decisions quickly. The new energy in my life, he is so damn analytical. I promise. He is analytical. He will look at something, he'll look at one thing 7 ways before he make a decision. Me, I look at something and be like, okay. He looks at it 7 ways, I promise. I always went after what I wanted and not what I needed. It's my fault. I can't blame none of my exes for being upset with me, ever being upset with me, because I disappointed them. I let them down. And even though in many ways I've tried my best to make up for it, you know, if they need something, I'm always trying to be there. If they need a bill paid, I'm always trying to be there. I got to stop that too. I can't keep living in guilt. Because that's how them Negroes be getting me. Making me feel guilty. And ain't nobody better than that ex-husband, child. He is, whoo, I had to stop that completely. I'm like, don't ask me for nothing else. That if he knew if he was ever in trouble, that I would do my best to be there for him to the best of my ability. Because I feel like my fear and my dysfunction hurt these people. I hurt them. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm sad that I allowed my dysfunction and my insecurities to hurt amazing people. Because I believe it, I would not have gotten with any of these folks if they weren't amazing. And that's just the truth. This is why I be telling y'all need to stop running your mouth about your ex, because at some point you had to see them as amazing. Like, they have to have some parts that are amazing because you decided to be with them. Now, of course, no one's amazing when you're mad at them. No one is awesome when you are mad at them. I had to get to the root of my issues because I'm 40. I'm ready to be partnered. I'm ready to build a family. I'm ready to build a life. I'm talking about ready age-wise and things. I'm still working on this inside stuff. And I'm so grateful to have a good village around me, people who support me, people who, you know, they keep me accountable. And they say, hey, how was therapy? Or how are you doing on this? Or how are you doing on that? And they see a different glow about me because I'm making better decisions and better choices. Not that my new energy is better than any of my partners, because he's not. He's just a better fit for me and where I am in my life. I don't want to hurt nobody else. I don't want to cause a problem for nobody else. I don't want nobody else shedding a tear because of me. I don't want to hurt nobody else. And when you're not ready, and when you're not positioned, and you're not healed and you're not in a good place, you will innocently hurt people. When I say innocently, it doesn't mean you have no fault. It means that was not your motive. It was never my intention or my motive to hurt anybody from my past. And although I'm friends with 99% of them, even when we talk, it still bothers me that I don't even focus on what they done. I don't care what they done. I can only tell you what I done because that's the part I care about, because that's the part I can control and change. I can't control and change nothing about them because a lot of their behaviors are still their behaviors. A lot of them still do the same stuff that they've always done. But that's them, and I had to learn to accept them for who they are. There are certain things that I don't like about certain exes, but I have to accept them for who they are. And now that I accept them and they accept me, we get along. I can't tell you how many of my exes, like y'all know when I be putting up videos of me smoking hookah or dancing or having a drink, I can't tell you how many of them was like, oh my God, why didn't I get this Michael Hurd? They're like, all I got was the preacher Michael Hurd, though, the one who gets up at 5 a.m. and pray every day. And for all of my exes that are watching this, I'm so sorry. Now, y'all didn't even get a chance to really know me. Shit, I didn't even know me. All I knew was that I was anointed and gifted. And that's all I could, that's all I could do. And I gave you the best I could. But my best wasn't good enough. And I get it, because it wasn't good enough. And now that my life is happy and peaceful and I'm with somebody amazing, can I be honest? Sometimes I feel guilty. I feel like I don't deserve this new energy in my life. I feel like after all the mistakes that I made, why did God bless me to end up with someone amazing? Now, don't get me wrong. He didn't make it easy, and we'll tell that story down the road. Woo! My friends know he didn't make it easy at all. But I do feel guilty some days because I'm like, well, damn. And then I look at some of my exes who are still single, and I feel bad because I know that they want to be partnered. And I feel like, well, damn, I wish I was better. But I was in prayer while I was on the treadmill. And I was asking God, why am I blessed to have somebody after I've messed up so bad? And there was a scripture that came to me. Man looketh on the outward appearance, but God judges the heart. And no matter what mistake I've made, I've never had a malicious intent. I've just made some dumbass decisions. And not that everything is so perfect. I just know a lot better now. I see things a lot better. Five years. And now it's like we know each other, but we don't. We're cool, but we ain't together. This is why I work hard to help other people. Because maybe some way I can pay for my sins. Maybe if I work hard enough and help other people, I can pay for the mistakes that I've made. I don't know. I have no clue. But what I do know is that I'm not going to keep apologizing for the old me, but I am going to explain where I was. And maybe everybody's not ready to hear that, and I'm okay with that. Everybody doesn't have to be ready. I believe in time, God will fix all things. And I'm grateful for my journey and how far I have come, because I have come a mighty long way. But when you get into a relationship with people and you don't know them, you set yourself up for failure. The truth is, every single person from my past, if I would have gotten a chance to know them, I would have never been in a relationship with them. We would have been friends like we are now, and we would have been, see, that's how the universe works. Every time you try to get involved and you start messing things up, then the universe will let a storm come to just clear everything out and then let things get right back on path the way that it should have been in the beginning. Because all these Negroes I should have just been friends with. We should have just been cool. We should have just been able to kick it as friends, even the girls. But I am glad that I had a baby by my daughter's mama. Let me tell you, because when I tell you Barbara Hurd is the best baby mama, no, I'm sorry, she doesn't like to be called baby mama. She did tell me that, I'm so sorry. She is the best mother to my child. I'm telling you, she did a good job. And it is not easy raising a herd. I'm telling you what I know. I just want to be better, y'all. That's it. That's why I'm sharing this. Because I don't ever want to be misinterpreted. As long as I'm making people happy, everybody loves me. But the second that I stop doing what people think I should do or want me to do, then I'm a monster. Okay. I accept it. I'm dead ass. I accept it. Because I should have never put people like that in my life in the beginning. And every sign was there. Every red flag was there. But me, acting like I'm some old church mother, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray and God's going to change them. God's going to fix them. Child, I should have been focusing that prayer on Michael Hurd and getting my ass together. But that's what I love about the new energy in my life. He does not mind telling me how wrong I am, and the way he does it is so right. The number one thing that let me know that he was the one was, you all know everything that I went through. One night we were laying down and he said, "Can I talk to you?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Go ahead." And he said, "You need to stop being upset with your exes." And I say exes because I don't want to single any person out. He said, "Because you were wrong for not showing the real you. He said, I seen the real you from the beginning, which he did. I'll never forget when we first connected and we was at a restaurant together. He did. He peeped me out from jump. He said, but you can't get mad at your exes for publicly attacking you, getting mad at you, cussing you out, going off. He said, because you never showed them who you really were. He said, they're innocent. He said, I'm not saying that they didn't do nothing. He said, but you caused this. And at that moment, that was very hard to hear. But he was right. That's why I love him. And I almost missed him. Being a dumbass. And that's just being honest. So I'm going to continue to work on me, continue to stay in therapy, share my story, break cycles, stop promising that I can do shit that I can't do. And if I don't know if I can do it, I'm not going to say I can do it. And don't get me wrong, I still be tempted to do that even today. I'd be like, oh, I got that. And he'll look at me and be like, think about this. Are you really going to be able to do this or not? Because now I know you and I don't know if you're going to be able to do all of this. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right, babe. I probably can't do that. He'd be like, stop trying to be Superman. Stop it. I have been so far from perfect. But my motive and my intention has always been right. So get to know people. Find out who they are. Figure out their character. Give them time to show you who they are. Give them time to prove to you what they do, what they like. Give them time. If they're for you, they'll stay. Don't be like me. Don't be fearful and just jump into the first thing because it seems like the right thing to do. And all my exes I have had conversations with to apologize, except one. And I'm so grateful that they were able to forgive me and we are all in a good place. I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just want to be better and I want to help people to not make the mistakes that I made. It took me a long time to get here, 40 years. And probably 40 relationships. No, it hasn't been that many. It seemed like it though. It does seem like it. But I'm determined to be better. Determined not to hurt anybody else to the best of my ability. It's hard to be gifted and amazing and anointed and still have human challenges. It is so hard. But I can do this. And if I can do it, so can you. All right? Love and light, everybody. Have an amazing